Good morning. We're going down to the city today. I still feel sick. And it's one of those things where I'm like, am I ever gonna not feel sick again? Which is just me being dramatic, but it's how I'm feeling right now because it has been like a month of being sick and I'm tired of it. I'm hoping to do a bit of writing today. I really want to work on poetry. And my goal is to read through one of the feedback questionnaires. So like for the beta reader feedback, I sent a questionnaire. But most people also provided comments as well and like a whole bunch of extra stuff because they're all wonderful, beautiful human beings. But I figured I'd start with one of the questionnaires because they're quite a bit shorter. So yeah, that's my goal. That's my only goal, is to read through one of the questionnaires and go from there. And also I want to write a couple poems because I'm feeling it. When the weather gets like moody and dark and rainy like this, my poetry just like flows so much easier. So okay, let's go. Hi, hello, it is Monday. I had a nice weekend, still sick, if you can't tell. Will it ever end? Who knows? I was down in Vancouver on Friday, like you saw kind of at the beginning of this vlog. It's just gonna be like a weekly vlog, I think. And I got some work done, but I also had a meeting at the bank. I'm trying to just kind of like get on top of finances and sort things out and learn more about my finances. It's kind of like an ongoing journey for me. And honestly, for the rest of the day Friday, I was doing a lot of like thinking through everything that I had learned. And then over the weekend, I did spend some time outside, which was nice. The park that we went to had like, we saw so many seals. We think they were seals, could have been sea lions. I actually don't know how to tell. So many seals kind of like hunting fish. Like we were watching them like swim around the fish to kind of, I guess, to corner them. I don't know. I don't really know what seals do, but it was really cool to watch, and it was such a beautiful day, and I feel like I just had such a nice time being outside and seeing friends, so that was lovely. But today I actually jumped into the beta reader feedback. I kind of delayed that a little bit, and I've started reading through the beta reader feedback questionnaires. So I mentioned it before, but I sent out a questionnaire with a bunch of targeted questions that I wanted answers for when it came to the manuscript, and then most people also sent me back documents with like extra comments and not line edits but like line comments. One beta reader sent back some sensitivity tips as well because they're a sensitivity reader, which was like so nice of them. I still have probably an hour or two of work to do for my job, but kind of between that I'm going to keep reading this beta reader feedback because I've gotten through one so far and there have been like so many good insights, and it's also kind of funny because it's been a long time since I read this manuscript, and there are a couple comments that I'm like, is that what happened in this version? Because I have so many versions of this story with different characters and, well, not different characters as much, but different things happening, that I was like, hold on, which version is this? And I'm kind of like using these answers as a way to get back into the story, which has been really fun and like to remind me of things that I've done. And also like the community is just so lovely. So many comments in the questionnaire are also compliments about the story and like the parts that people really, really enjoyed. And I think reading that sort of thing is just reassuring. And it's like, it's nice to hear that, because it's like, well, even though there's this mountain of things that need to be fixed, at least there's also these little things that are grabbing people's attention and making people want to keep reading and making people fall in love with your characters, which is all you can ever ask for, I think. So yeah, that's the plan for today. I am gonna do a few more hours of work, kind of going back and forth between like development work and writing stuff. And then tonight I might go to run club. I'm trying to join a run club because I moved, and this is how I like get to know the community better, is I go and do the things that I like to do, but in a group setting. But the problem is that the run club is like through an app. So they give you a code to find your run club basically. And I've inputted the code, but no one has accepted it yet. So until they accept it, I actually have no way of knowing where it's going to be, which is the bigger issue. So if I don't hear back from the run club in time to actually attend it, I'm just going to go to the gym instead and just try to keep moving. It might be like very much a mobility day at the gym. I am so close to getting my splits. It's actually been kind of like a week and a bit of wins, to be honest. The appointment was with the bank was a win, I'd say, because that stresses me out. I also opened a TFSA, which feels very adult and I don't fully understand, but I'm working on it. I started working on writing and posted a YouTube video, and I've been active almost every day. So even though I am sick and feeling like shite, good things are happening, and there have been lots of wins this week. So that's something to look forward to. It's also like early afternoon and it looks like it's 6 p.m. so it's fun. And yeah, this vlog is just gonna be like a weekly vlog, I guess. I don't know. I'm getting back into it and just like trying to take things slow and relax and I don't know, just see what I create, I guess. I'm just getting to the end of the last like beta notes, I guess, for Between the Waves. So I had a bunch of feedback in the questionnaire and then some feedback that was kind of like a separate notes document. So I'm just getting to the end of that now. And the good news is that there's definitely things that are repeating, like repetitive suggestions. The nice thing about that is that it's less overwhelming for me, because if I was getting feedback that was completely different and misaligned and like people had wildly different opinions on certain parts of the story, I think I would find that very overwhelming, because I would be like, I don't really know what the general idea is in this case. Like, I don't know if there's an overarching thing that needs to be fixed. Whereas it's kind of nice that a lot of the feedback is very similar. Like, most people had comments about characters, which I know is an issue that I have. So characters, I know, is something that I need to work on, and like the suggestions that my beta readers have given me when it comes to characters and like just fleshing out the characters and making them more real are so helpful. Like, I feel incredibly lucky to have gotten the beta readers that I got and to have gotten the kind of feedback that I have so far. Okay, well, my camera died, but I did finish reading the last questionnaire, or the last like collection of notes. Something that I still need to do is go through and read all of the comments that were added like directly into the manuscript. I'm definitely not gonna have time to do that tonight, just because those are like full manuscripts, but I actually did have time to sit down and start a document that is now like 500 words of basically me making some notes on plot things that I think need to change. It's always interesting because as I'm reading through this feedback, I'm realizing just how easily you can tell when someone's writing has changed. Like, almost every single beta reader made a comment about how certain sections of the manuscript felt just not as good, or like the pacing was off, or like the writing just wasn't very strong. And then they all also basically agreed that other portions were much stronger and much better, and they really, really enjoyed it, and things were done really well. And it's also kind of interesting to read through and then kind of cross-reference those portions and see which ones they're talking about, and realize that the portions that are better are ones that I wrote later. So it's interesting to see that. I have written out this document basically just explaining some things that I want to change at the beginning of the book, which was also where the weaker writing generally was. And some things that I want to change as far as the plot goes, because something else that has been coming up in the feedback is that I've kind of like, a lot has happened plot-wise at the beginning of the story. And it's like too much. So it's too much and it's too fast, and there's not enough character interactions and just like little moments of getting to know characters and getting to know the dynamics of characters and characters getting to know each other. And I think it's because the first half of this book was a lot of the original Between the Waves. I think that I was kind of just holding on to a lot of things that happened in that the very first draft. So actually the first half of this book is not entirely, but a lot of the first entire book crammed into the first half of this book, and I think it shows. So it's not surprising to me at all that that is a common feedback that I got. And it's also, I don't know, I feel like I needed a multi-month break from this, because I feel still excited for the story, but I feel separated from it in a way that it feels like I can be a bit more objective about things. So yeah, with all that being said, I've made notes on these other types of feedback, but the main type of feedback that I'm actually going to start working on is the character feedback, because the character arcs are what needs work, and I am someone that I do want to have a more character-driven story. So that is definitely what I need to focus on. I'm going to do a bunch of work around the characters and just go through my old notes, connect with them again, and figure out who they are in this version of the story, and just make that stronger and understand their arcs and build like their personalities and give them little quirks and mannerisms and ways that they react to certain things, and just like make them real beings, you know? So yeah, that is the next step. I've also done quite a bit around this today. I didn't expect to get through all the questionnaires and also to write this document with some new plot ideas, or not new plot ideas, but rather plot ideas to just like clean up the plot. So I've done quite a bit, and even though I kind of want to do more, I'm gonna force myself not to, because what I need to do right now is finish up some other work, and then probably do some yoga, and then probably have some tea and read a book, and actually let myself wind down before going to bed, so that I can actually sleep. So We're trying to slow down, we're trying to take care of ourselves, even though it's very difficult to do so. But thank you all for being here. I hope that you're slowing down and resting this holiday season. I hope that you're getting creative, and I hope that you're reading lots of books and getting outside, even if it's rainy or snowy where you are. And I just hope you're taking care of yourselves and your creativity. So yeah, thank you all for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.